yet again, I will be playing some visual novels. Honestly, had fun. They are the easiest to comment on. Especially if one is good. I hate your stream element for lying to me that someone came. And in fact... Okay, what is this? Oh boy, what an ambient. Actually, given the moment, I want to... Bitch. Wrong button. Filters right. Or maybe this one. So... Damn it! That's close enough though. Well, this one won't work. I almost nuked my PC out of an orbit. And you know what? I do not care. Oh my god. Okay, this is something. What the fuck? There we go. About this works close enough. Wait, about existing, about briefing, about feeling safe. If this is some scary bullshit, then that's gonna suck. Yeah, I'm not surprised I can't count more. Oh wait, never mind. 7. Holy shit, still I'm shitting. In over 40 minutes. Yeah, the kebab is gonna be striking hard. Okay. Do you think that people are going to start looking for you? How long are you planning to stay here? I know he's hiding, he's not shooting. Weird. That's the real question. Based. Maybe I'll find it's amazing, but sadly I don't think the hard manager will find it. Man, they don't do nothing. Working on it. Working at the decrepit stall like a cockroach. Is risking the only stable job we had in the past year part of it? Whatever it is, it's not worth it. I look at my feet. The floor is dirty, extremely dirty. They didn't see the toilet in McDonald's.
Hey, ist alles in Ordnung. Keine Sorge.
Oh, I said that I heard mumbling and heavy breathing.
Ich dachte, das ist mit dir nicht schlimm.
With what? With taking a shit? I am doing bad. It's one simple decision. Life is so easy. Terrible. Yes, and I am doing horribly. Yes, I am doing disastrous. Pretty horrid, dreadful, hideous, horrendous, unfortunate, abhorrent, repulsive. I think all of them match the original sentence. Yeah. No, he is good. What does it even mean? I am holding this button. Mostly okay. No, not easy. I remember when I was at a doctor's appointment and I was sitting for so long that I got up, took one step, my leg went wobbly and I almost fell down, hold the wall, and that was an awkward experience. Especially since it was my turn, so I looked very healthy there.
Доброе утро.
No name. This is the only right option. Damn it. That's some human interaction. I'm not too great with fast response. At this point my legs feel like they are about to collapse. If I do this, this works. This will every time a threat of light spawns inside of me. I want to go back to my office. With oh my god. Will mouth not work? Can you not do this right now? Sure. The schizophrenia getting me hard. Oh my god! Thanks the thing here. I also see. Yeah, like, you think on top of your thinking to think the thing you think will distract you from your thing. Yeah, I think.
Ah, justo a tiempo. ¿Le puedes pasar esta carpeta a cualquier empleado?
Random employee. Hey look, we reached the office. I don't know what's even better to put into the perspective. The room is cluttered with desks, and there's barely any room for anyone to move around. It truly is asphyxiating. We used to have a wide variety of plants in this room to make it more lively, but nobody took care of them, so we just threw them away. I think it was supposed to be true, not throw. Whatever.
La carpeta. Los jóvenes de estos tiempos.
The following is get out of the room. Now you just have to understand to keep the folder. I wasn't really paying attention. I know exactly what the person who made this is going through, and that is dog shit. Reset the folder, then back at me. Then back at the folder, then back at me.
¿Acaso él no estaba ahí? ¿A qué te refieres? ¿Estaba en su oficina o no? Ah, no pudiste. No es tan difícil. El nombre estaba justo ahí.
Oh. Mr. Guy.
De verdad. Los jóvenes viven siempre en su propio mundo, nunca dándola. Es como si todos estuvieran perdidos sin su disposición.
I don't know why I don't read everything. I can think of a less impactful mistake that has happened to this company since I started working here. No, probably since the conception of the idea of this company. I dealt with that one time I forgot to fill the printer with paper. It's not that I don't give a shit about the folder, I don't even give a fraction, I just want to go home. No.
Mira, nos pasa a los mejores.
Solo
recuerda que los detalles...
Oh, it was good, it was not enough. I can't say every day there's a folder that needs to be delivered. You know what that means. I do it, so I have to go back outside. That's definitely, you know what his office, right? Go with the name on the folder.
Καλημέρα ομάδα, τι γίνεται?
Well, that was easy. He doesn't look commanding, he looks like... He doesn't look very good. You're also well tailored, so Sunnyberg showing the biggest smile and practically demanding attention from everyone inside of it. I guess.
Τι λέει μεγάλε, άκουσα ίσα.
Yeah, pretty much. You know my name. Yeah. Maybe we should break the edges to make sure. Let's focus on the conversation. Okay.
Δυσκολεύτηκες να με βρεις,
Now. Do it now. Oh damn. I did a joke when I usually say nothing. No, now it's over. Oops.
Ναι.
With the ounce of the willpower to get through the day is over. That's the life. You don't remember that now. It was funny. Let's say the same thing. Yeah. Yeah. For exactly 2 seconds. A sad game, to be honest. This is assuming that the train will break down again. Yeah, that too. Should even you consider this? Okay. Then coach contains full patient. Okay. Maybe even overthinking my beloved. I like the guy who made this game. I understand. This person's related. Yeah. You know, well, playing this game is not the best experience in the world. I mean, it is great to see something like that, but life's harsh, unfortunately. Wonderful person. Yeah. So. Fortunately, I couldn't find any light-hearted games much since I ran out of comedy and satire. But I am surprised that there's no too many games like that around for some reason. This is overtime. This is my house. That house is good when I was thinking that this only serves as a reminder of should have and would have. Still, it's my house. It's dark, small, and everything is compact. But it's my house. It's my nest. Weirdly enough, it's the only place I feel safe. The only place I can comfortably live. I'm untouchable here. Yeah, but yeah. I relied because I sit alone on this screen. Not to mention I'm still wondering what language they eventually. Always thinking, okay, I'm gonna focus on the game. Okay, we got an hour and 50 minutes in front of us. Unless we want to sleep early. An hour and 50 minutes. Then we have to sleep. Then we have to wake up, go to the bus station, change for the train, go back here. All those people, all of the earth, hide in the restaurant for as much as possible. Go to the train station, change for the bus, come back here, sleep. Sleep how you want to spend the rest of the free time. Oh my god. I think you need to take a breath. I can't. I can't breathe. I can't exist. You can't exist outside these walls. The rest is cruel and judgmental. Because it's too damn it. It's loud and you can take the noise because you can even say good morning without messing up. But you also can't exist inside of them because the mercy of the person you loved and the person you killed. Because you have no room to breathe. Then you simply can't exist. Oh fuck. Shit. Where are we now? Inside. So we still don't get it. Now you don't exist. Now you are in what people call the purgatory. More like in between. Or losing yourself. Truth is, you can change that. Every day you fight to exist, every day you fight to live, every day. If you jump scare me, I'm gonna get scared. Tell me, who am I? Who could you be? You appeared during my inner monologue. Those think this one. Oh, amazing. Alright. That's wrong. Yeah, that's what I think that was the point. Is that all of the above would suffice. Ha! I fucking knew it. Yeah, but you're not me. You live when you tremble. Alive when you are not. Exist when you don't. I wonder. We're going to keep fighting. Well, there's nothing left to tell. Nothing else to do. Man, what a deep game. Well, not really deep, but harsh and honest and open. And I really like stuff like that. Yeah. I think I'm gonna smoke a CD and figure out the next game I'm gonna play. Yeah. See you very, very soon. I forgot to unmute myself and I put such a monologue. Pretty much said that getting back to the previous game, the reason I listened with you a bit, I really lost myself. Remember I wanted to stream, well in a better time, and really trying to do it now. And just not stopping anymore, no matter how you feel about it. Not really the finest experience in the world, but pretty much a choice between doing what you relatively wanted, well, what you relatively want, but you know you wanted in the past, but that it doesn't have that spark anymore. Around you is a colorless color. It's gray. It leaves no impression and no means to describe it. Atomic only leaves your mind hazy and confused. When you squint, trying to make out the objects around you, the definition is okay. So this is, I think that the realization will be the topic of this game. All the stuff that comes along with it. The blended official is nothing but objects love to end, yet everything is forced to start. The only thing that's clear, committed revision, is her. Every day she walks here, walking just beside you, acknowledging your existence in the walking path. She is allowed to be she. She is the only she that you know. She is the only other thing you know at all, actually. Hey! This is all you can say as she approaches. There's no more for you to do today. This is the only thing that's required of you. As far as you know, this world is the only reason you exist. She nods, acknowledges you, and walks beyond your vision. Your single task has been fulfilled. You still don't know the purpose of it. The crowd, at least. What she has defined as the crowd walks past and through you and follows her. You've never quite been able to tell if you joined them, or if you were never separated to begin with. My friend. Fuck off. Not in the rude way, of course. I forgot it goes black and I have to press something. Make yourself at home. The rest of your existence is only waiting backstage until it's time for you to complete your task again. Your life is nothing more than this perfect simplicity. Something tells you this is wrong. Days blended into weeks, weeks blended into years, time blends into time, but you're never quite able to grasp how it moves in the first place. I thought you know you're not supposed to think as settled in your mind. This isn't how life is supposed to be. It's all you ever know. There has to be more. It surely went the way of, repetition, routine. Maybe this is why the same color pops up. It's no different if you keep doing the same thing over again. Existing rather than going anywhere. The same then begins again. As was the same as the last. As will be the same as any in the future. She walks towards you, and it's something you've never really been able to watch. One moment she's over there, the next she's here. For whatever reason, you turn her body. Nothing changes. The forms over here are just as formless as they are. It's like you're looking at the exact same scene. You are really, yeah. Like nothing happened. She is standing nearby, perfectly in your vision like always. Hey! Man, I really went into reading this. That's good. She nods and acknowledges you, just as she has before, and walks past you. Nothing changed. The clock begins to move. If anything, you just feel more confused than normal. I keep forgetting. The same day begins again. As was the same as the last. It will be the same as any in the future. She walks towards you, and it's something you've never really been able to watch much. Okay? I shall have, so it's allowed to be complete. Hey! She nods and acknowledges you, just as she before. Tell her why she needs you. Why she doesn't just walk beyond you. To save both of your times. I didn't warn. No, I'm not sure really. Maybe it's better you don't know. She leaves your vision entirely. The crowd begins to move with her once again. Still, you can't focus on any one member. It feels correct that a crowd is made of many individuals, but it's impossible to discern between anyone. Removing with them, against them, we are not sure. The nothing fades into nothing. Your task is done. The moment is over. There's nothing else you can do right now. So there is to wait until tomorrow. Then begins like, okay. I wonder what the message is gonna be at the core of it. So what's the same as the last will be the same in the future? Okay. Hey, okay. Confused and no. Okay, maybe. I have an idea. It's about when you tour, I think. Nope. No, it resets the whole dialogue. We are really sure what we are doing. Oh, it was an ouch on nipples. You already conveyed that you have an interesting outfit. Oh. Then I think I have to download this shit. This shit sends a project quickly started at the back of her head. Her head flows. Welcome to Poland. Hair flows off her shoulders in perfect curves. It bounces as she walks, even as the shapes try to fade away into obscurity. Never seen this before, not looking back. She seems unaware that you are staring at her. This is interesting. The whole world seems to be completely different when you look at it this way. Just not turning around. It's a small, marginal thing, but something you can cling to nonetheless. Find yourself at home again. The screen is dark, okay? It's been a mystery how we travel back and forth and not something you ever thought to consider. But now you have something you can. By changing your own position, the world around you changes, but it doesn't change. Only your perception of it does. Ah, so this is the direction. You change how you see the world. Begin to tilt to the right. Don't move around you. Try to give it how fast you go. The bus blurred and she talked to solid masses. Oh, hello, welcome to the stream. Pretty much chose few, maybe a bit too bit visual novels. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. How is your day and what did you bring to this stream in particular? Right now I am playing kind of an interesting game. It's like you constantly had no screen and it's mostly the repetition of every day, pretty much. You had only the option to turn around, do some weird. How are you doing today? Pretty good. Had 4 days of... Well, I didn't have to work for 4 days. I donated a bit of blood and you get 2 days of work for it. Completely paid. And how is your day? Mr. Daisy Slavis. Their spans really curved before returning to parallel lines. This is not a flat world. There's rotation, translation, dimension. Dimension that you exist in as percipient, and not just an observer to actions apparently yours. Your perception is the result of your influence on the world. You move forward, the room moves with you, shapes decrease and increase until you can't advance further, face to face with a wall. Also today, you know, I live in Poland and the weather is insane right now. It's either like 30 degrees Celsius, which is very hot, or raining cold and you pretty much either have to wear long pants and a hoodie or just pretty much a jacket. I have a problem with my headphones so I can't hear you. Can you reply to me chat? I will really appreciate it. Sure, we can go with that. Oh man, I was rambling a lot. Pretty much playing some deep existential. Animated one. Okay. Unless I can do this way. Give me a second. Oh, works this way. For some reason I'm not locked on this. So that's interesting. What did bring you to this room? There we go. It inspires thoughts that make you sick in every sense. Sick that the world was not how you thought. Sick that you could be around and want to ignore it. Sick that you can barely perceive it, knowing there's much more to learn. It makes you sick how you live this long without them. Yeah. The idea of space and dimension has freed you. When you are back to complete your lone task, it's all you can think about. All that exists is being slowly transformed by the idea. You can comprehend things as they move closer and further away. It's no longer just an idea of it happening, but an actual material action. The routine begins once more. She approaches again, the same gaze, same speed and same timing. Maybe hold one of your arms, then followed by the other to not much effect. Keep them held out, wondering if this would do anything, and that's really what the goal was here. Soon, she arrives nearby. Hey! She looks at you a bit oddly. Wonder if you saved the world plan, or the timing of it was slightly off. You couldn't have done that, right? Damn bots! Damn bots! Wait, I have to... I really need to set up all this shit for streaming next time. Do I constantly say that to myself and not really do it? Damn you boss! You know, that's screaming with an arm. They always find themselves falling to your sides. She nods and moves on. You can't quite tell if that was your fault, or something else, and that decided that her arms should move back. It's something you still think about as the crowd moves. The routine begins once more. Okay, I'm gonna, as usual, just go through the whole route, and maybe I will find the right moment. Now you notice, her size increases the closer she comes to you. It's almost impossible to watch in ape. A matter of perception, her actual size does not change, but learning how she appears to you, fascinating. I learned the more later than usual, but she is the one who perceives all. Her eyes narrow just slightly. In her usual routine of acknowledging you, an additional beat, an extra blink. This is also a break in routine, acknowledging you for longer than you are expecting. Once she is doubly aware of herself, she cannot keep this up for long and walks ahead of you. The road begins to move, seeing the perspective. You can start to make out the individual members. Still, you feel like none of them really quite there. More and more move by. They begin to blend into the scene, which blends into nothing. The moment is over once again. It felt richer, but still feeling it could be more. Okay, so I think I will go this moment. Ooh. Just as she leaves your periphery, you reach your arm out and touch. Okay, the thing is tangling there, okay. The music is going hard there. Let me mute it a little bit. What's Silk? What did you think of that? This Slim Lady? Oh. Sounds like it. You know, sometimes you go out with people, sometimes you do stuff. Too bad your elbows are broken. But to bat is such a word, so unfortunately. Let's just think of that. What's Silk is interesting. She spins around against. Ah, thank you. She spins around a desk. Her face is fraught with offense, and she tries to move back against the concurrent. Poland mansion. But the flow of people, the crowd that always follows after her, does not let her. The routine is in effect, and she knows as well as anyone that disturbing it would be catastrophe. And as the crowd moves in full force, you begin touching them as well. They do not simply slip through you like ghosts. They are tangible, distinct objects battling against your arm as it flung back and forth. It's almost overwhelming to try and process how it feels. As you walk home, nothing tells you a path, and this is something to walk. You've been idly tracing the tip of your finger along whatever comes near. You've been touched brick, leaf, concrete, dirt, plastic, wood. Worlds that existed contactless now flooded with a newfound sense. You're not entirely sure if you like them, the actual feel. Brick rattled against your nails, metal left scratches on your palm, but the overwhelming desire to feel something trumps anything else. Look down at your hands, only just fully realizing them. 10 fingers, 5 on each hand. You flex them, watching the ligaments strain under your skin, pushing the limits of bend. I really like how this game is covered. I think that's the most fun. I think the guy was just going through the day. I was so deep in this routine that it was simple to write. Like making an introspection but in a visual novel form. There's a slight pop as one of your joints clicks back into place. Sound, one you didn't produce with intent. Whoa, okay. Random grips are doorknob, door. An object with dimension, much like you are an object with dimension. There's always more than that. This is where your house begins, and the outside ends. There's a dividing line between the two, a distinction of being two different entities. Ask me about your day. Yes. You open the door and see the rest of the house beyond you. Beyond you. Beyond you. What is you? Not able to fully answer that. You already know the world, let alone yourself. But the door makes you think. If there is a distinction between the inside and outside of your house, and you're just like the door, in distinct entities from each other, you have a border, somewhere, that separates, that causes that divide into two beings. You don't know where the border is, and might never know where it is, but you know it makes one thing true. This you is not the same as what's around you. You're a distinct entity, existing in another distinct entity, existing in... These ideas feel dangerous. Yeah, some doors are not meant to be open in the end. The idea of abandoning them feels more so. Okay, this is not the typical day. Journey ever comes from one route, in one direction. At one time, you notice for so long you can sense even the slightest changes. This is not slight. The usual crowd is here, waiting for their signal. Surely one of them must notice like you do. Something is wrong. Something is different. Even days later progress like normal. People around you don't notice. You wonder if they notice anything. Do they think similar thoughts as you? They have to, surely. They have to. Really don't like the idea that they are not. The world builds in your thought. Hey! This is how it should progress, shouldn't it? Is this what she wants from you? Is this the normal she demands? She still isn't here. This is wrong. If the routine doesn't continue, there is nothing for you to do next. I start to doubt around and you see her. She works from another angle entirely, facing through a wall like it doesn't exist. Her gait is rushed, like she forgot she was supposed to be here. An entirely new path, one you didn't know could exist. She simply decided it was so. But why? Why did she do something like this? This is entirely unlike her and the world she decides for you all. You already set your world and can't bring yourself to say it again. She arrives and acknowledges you. It's just as long as last time, longer even. Not that this would shock you any more than what's already happened. You stare at each other. Then she moves on. Okay, there's... Oh. Man got an inchy there. There's also relief, you notice. When she walks away, the crowd following in her lead. Paying attention now, you notice that you do move as part of the crowd. Maybe you're never supposed to be part of it. Don't move at first as the crowd swells inside. Slowly the individuals mass to single block. More and more until you're unable to distinguish them from each other. Eventually you move without thought. Never remember the relevant part of it. To begin with, it doesn't matter. The rest of the day is nothing to remember. Okay. What if I just move? This accomplishes little. Soon she approaches you from a different angle. Hey, seeing this is the result of what you just did, you are unable to do anything else. She knows just you, walks past you, the crowd falls in her wake, like nothing ever changed. I like the progression in this game. Okay, she runs. She does not run, only walk. She shocks you so much that you freeze mid-step. In less than 4 strides, she makes the same distance as she would with 12. This is wrong. This is different. By the time she stands near you, your foot has connected with the ground. Without much thought, drags back to stand symmetric with the other. Seeing this, her shoulders slope just a bit, and she walks the way she always does. You don't like this. You don't like this. Can't even shake this feeling as the crowd comes to follow. Very interesting. Okay, and I think I always have to move with the crowd. Maybe it's like observing or something. You step back, no one stops you. You part from the crowd, through them, slipping between boats like it never existed at all. They pass by you like water. Yourself a rock jutting from the top of the stream. Where this image comes from eludes you, but you stood. You stood outside and no one else is around. Only now you realize how noisy it was. There was a gentle silence instead of blanket chatter you could never hope to understand. You take another step back, another, and the steps turn into strides, and then you are not moving backwards at all, running headlong into the nothing with the newfound wind whipping at your face. Nothing goes by. The nothing is replaced by something slightly less than nothing, so you can get the barest shape of and body slumps into a solid wall. Looking ahead, it's not a wall, it's a distinct something, a tree. You place your hand out, confirming that it's real. The touch of it makes your whole body flinch for some reason. It's a different kind of wood to the one you touched before, but somehow you know that this is also wood. When you inspect the wood closer, beyond the texture, there's something else here that feels important and makes it distinct from everything around it. It's brown. Okay, and the beginning was that there was colorless color. It has a color, several shades in fact. The brown is not just a monocolor, and breaks and blends into colors you might not even call brown. And you start to follow the lines of the tree. Grooves? Unsure. All you care about is where they lead you. Higher, as the colors shift, and the shapes, entirely new shapes, new colors. Okay, green. Blending into different shades of itself. Green leaves bloom above you. Some fall, some larger and larger, as they float lazily to the ground. How do these people find those soundtracks for those type of things? Views are up, still, between the gaps in that green, light pokes through that catches your eyes. The sun. The yellow when you stare for long enough, scanning this long entirely new colors superimposed over everything you can see. Everything's so beautiful. I'm supposed to be here. I figured it's gonna be like this. It was not supposed to be like this. This is the sentence. This is the perfect sentence for this moment. You aren't supposed to be here. You aren't supposed to see this. Rush back towards the building, hoping and slip back into the routine with no one noticing. Bill doesn't even react to your hand. You walk right through it. You're already sleeping out of your chest by the time you return home. It's something entirely different, unfounded. It wasn't based on your given routine or role, and something you did entirely on your own whim. Where did it come from? Who did you decide to do that? Why did it come across your mind? It just did. You moved. You stepped back. The next thing you were running and found yourself among the trees. Trees were real. You felt the trees. It's going to be very difficult to not think about the trees again. You are thinking about them now, looking up just as you are now, feeling the sun follow your face between the leaves. The trees aren't here. Yet, you feel the sun. You're remembering the touch, the color, of the light dance as the wind made the leaves swing back and forth. There weren't this many, were they? Not this many leaves, not this many trees. You're imagining them. And you imagine the leaves shifting color, yellows, reds, a soft gradient rushes up the leaves and transforms the entire scene. Yours become vibrant, shifting to any color you devise, pink, blue as the sky above you, even more so, so blue it feels to look at. And these leaves begin to change shape. They aren't leaves anymore, no, something else entirely. Anything you could imagine, anything. And then you're back home. The danger this brings is unfathomable, and you can't wipe the grin off your face. Imagination is more powerful than you anticipated. It's hard to begin, but once the first flower blooms, growth follows like its natural laws of breathing. The dark reward you have to live through can be supplemented. Using it as a formless base, you can mold it into whatever needs your desire. Imagine the ground texture, pebbles scattered here and there. What are those rocks doing here? Are they just for decoration, or they have another use? Is there a use even considered? Imagine the sky blue, spotted with white clouds. What is the point of those clouds? Sometimes they hide the sun. What else could they do? What's their purpose? There is a single word. She approaches again, and you don't stop. You can't help yourself. You don't want to leave this imaginary world. It's so much more than you ever could. So who is she in the end? But still, reality must progress like it always will. You begin to say your word, and can't. It won't come out. No matter how much you force it, feeling the muscles in your throat straining. None of that. She stands directly opposite your eye line. No matter where you look, she manages to have herself in front of you. I'd like to speak with you for a moment. Deflect. I'm not... You can't continue. I'm sorry, I don't think there's something you should say. Why do I took all the creepy ass shit? Your throat feels like it's been stuffed with raw cotton. Your head just the same. There's no I, is there? Identity is a question that can never be answered. You know the result of such questions, don't we? Well, the bigger problem is trying to connect identity and personality too. Isn't it so much easier to let others shape this for you? Don't even focus on your fantasies. Every time brings your overwhelming non-existence into your mind. Life is better, doesn't it? Her face drops. Don't make me do this again. Feel that release. Suddenly able to let your thoughts run free, she walks away to continue the routine. Before you can act again, the crowd moves away as it always does. Your legs follow, unable to beg from you know what they should be doing. You refuse to stop imagining. She approaches again, and you don't stop. Okay. She's leaving you space to say something. You're allowed, but always clear and empty. Words scramble to the front of your mouth, and don't know how to leave. This isn't how it's supposed to go, at least so far without changing it. I think you might have something you'd like to say to me. Maybe refusal is the best. Why does she care? We broke free from the routine for a little bit. Letting the world be bright. She doesn't blink, you just notice that. I have had, let's say, suspicions that this world is not good enough for me. I would not be mad, I would never be mad, anger does not exist here. She shook her head, afraid to look into her eyes. I'm merely concerned that you don't realize the necessity of what I do. I don't like this. I don't like what she is doing to your insides. Never can think you of anything. Of course, I never do that. That would be a conflict created, wouldn't there? Is she like one of those soft-spoken manipulators, right? Because of that, you'd know how important stopping this conflict is. You need something safe, you need clarity, you need... Begin to imagine the old routine. Damn it. She would walk from over there at a steady and regular pace. That's my job, I'm sure you know. To keep our world perfect, to quell any little rebellion she doesn't understand the magnitude of. I'm unassuming, like this is the most natural thing in the world for her. Let's say someone found a way around it, someone deliberately trying to shift the balance, fully aware of the danger it would invite. No, she would approach you with no words, her energy would be static. I think that would be a problem, wouldn't it? And just before she acknowledges you, what do you have to say for yourself? Hey. She scowls and walks away. Okay. The girls from follows no more or less disturbed by this monumental situation. You imagine as you walk by their side, pushing through her spell and overwhelming her, joining you in arms as you overthrow this world and replace it with your own. You imagine her spiraling out of control. You imagine her never existing. These are terrible thoughts. You know you shouldn't be thinking this, and you can't bring yourself to stop. You want to leave. It doesn't stop. Man. The loudness of the soundtrack is surprising, but in a good way, I think. It doesn't stop, it simply hasn't stopped. You walk home, and nothing is safe from an imagination. Everywhere you see the trees. You go beyond the trees. You go to the places that may not even exist. Beyond the trees is a great cliff, the edge of the face. You just see looking over it. It's a brilliant white, with patterns of black curving through it. You have to see what's at the bottom and jump. But jumping is not entirely safe. To your side, a waterfall rolling water flashing over the edge in rushing white foam. It's pulling your safety. You fall in perfectly, a rush of bubbles racing up to the surface, rushing over your cheeks and tickling them. Great bubbles on your own with your breath, clear, you realize water is not simply just blue. It can be a variety of colors, shifted from its surrounding, and always finding a home. Jumping out. In one simple, elegant motion, the pool breaks into a river that stretches far, far into the horizon. It invites you to follow and see where it leads. You bring your hands together, energized, ready to rush out into a great unknown, across the rolling plains in the territory you will be the first to ever see. You find yourself at home. Yeah, reality is unfortunately always there. Yeah, religion has a limit. Imagine anything, a serious that can heal, see, feel, honestly back to the dimension existing, perceived with shape, but still unchanged. This isn't enough. This lashes an inch, but only relieves in skin deep. This pain reaches down to your bone. You need it to be real. How do you cross that border between unreal and real? Can you make something that can exist in your mind exist outside of it? She does it. She has to do it. She does it. She has to do it. Not enough for you to feast on, never enough. She could give you the feast. She spends more effort keeping it from you. You feel a new emotion traveling up your spine. Oh. Next you blink, you're out of your headspace and back to the... This is entirely different. This is a room you've never seen before. You've always come here, after the crowd leaves. Did you never remember it? Would you know if you never did? This seems to be inside a building, the one you were last standing in front of. It's multiple pinwheels set down in a row of desks. This game really feels like it's mostly about maladaptive daydreaming, and daydreaming overall. That fight between reality and not reality. That's the thing about human mind. In the end, you can imagine anything, a life you would want in a world you would want with. You can disconnect forever, or not disconnect without paying a huge price and suffering a lot. His desk are white squares of paper, above them sticks that you can just start to make a sharp yellow, deeply black. Some classroom. You know these are some form of tool. They have a purpose and use, an extension of self to you. The use of them escapes you, however. If you could even use them, you have no idea what to use them for. The left, one seat away, is her. She holds the tool, pencil between index, middle finger, and thumb. You should not see her watching, but doesn't make her move to stop as the pencil moves against the paper. Or maybe this person really struggles. Maybe in fact she is real. And you are in some state that you derealized completely from the world. And she is just trying to put you back together maybe. But it doesn't stack with you, you are addicted to imagination. Maybe this is the story of this game. Her skips a bit. This is the answer to your question. She doesn't look across the desk. Her face is impassive. Feel her eyes boring through you. You move to pick the pencils in your hand. The Horcrux does as well. Each one of them looks down to their paper, picks up the pencil, moves to the paper. Move the pencil left, they all do the same. Right, the same. Like you're all lost to follow one conductor. The idea isn't yours, it was taken from you, and repeated to someone else's need. Okay. Don't even know what you did. There was no result on the paper. Before you can take it in your nothing. The paper is blank. You can't even see where the pencil went. The group stands and leaves. You leave with it. You don't know where you are going. Okay. Once you look away, focusing your foot on your hands, you somehow still notice them. It's like slashing her skin through the air. She wants you to know you're being watched. There's a plan, but no way to execute it. Not if you want her to not notice. You're not exactly sure why you don't want her to notice. You just know it can't be so. You try looking around the room, but take your mind off this. Other people are looking around, or unchanged routines, it seems. Others take postures that seems like they should be in conversation, but their lips don't move. You just look back to her, still looking at you. She moves the pencil just the same as she did before. It leaves the paper. She gasps, ripping her eyes away from you, and staring down at the mark on the desk. The pencil is dropped. She says to rubbing the mark away with her hand, doing so harsh as the squeaks. Pick up the pencil. Think it's such an unassuming act to others, it means nothing, and it means the world. This is it. This is the tool. This could let you create like she does. Yet, it's so simple. Just a stick really, in different colors than the objects around it. Fashioned in a way it's able to create. Try to focus on your heart, pounding against your lips, loud enough you can smell everyone can hear it. I wanna see what happens if you don't draw. Get the blank with it, does not tell back, you wish it could. This is the action the group must do next. But you don't. You are too focused on your pencil to move. Moves you to the chair, roots you to the soil somewhere beneath your feet. Some moves to your desk as they work to leave. Another doesn't even work, and only moves. It's a little unsettling when you start to notice it. Another leaves. Another leaves. The sound you are hearing is supposed to be overlapping conversation. It sounds like it was made by someone who's never spoken to anyone. The door closes. You're alone. No one's noticed, not even her. Pick up the paper, joining the pencil in your other hand and hold them tight to your chest. Don't go Marty. She's never done this. The dangers will be invited, but the excitement overwhelms you. In your hand, you have a few basic tools. You have the capacity to create. This is a sad game. Obviously, but it's like this guy doesn't allow himself to leave much. Which is always horrible, fortunately. They can't really do nothing about the way we are. Either raised, either living, and you just can't come up with what to do. You slam the paper down on the table. As you do, more details of it reveal themselves. Grooves running through the surface that the paper begins to crease along. The pencil falls out of your pocket as you vigorously try to smooth it out. Excitement reaching a fever pitch. You snatch it up, not caring about the state of the paper. It's like one line. A simple basic line that was in your head, that you thought about, now exists in a real world. You exhale. Another line. Another line. Another line. Another. There he is. Hers is crude and simple. The body and lips only sticks held together by an improbable skeleton. Joints existing on one half and deadly absent on the other. But he exists. He is a real, tangible thing, held between your hands. But this is game about art. Yeah, the whole premise was how to get the imagined world to go here. When looking at the sheet of paper, it inspires emotions in you that you aren't fit to describe. First in your chest, from your heart, spreading around you can feel the way up to your neck. You have created something. It's not a pretty something, or a skilled something. It barely qualifies as something. But none of that matters. You have created, and creation is all that. I knew it was you. The joints lock in place as a foreign hand steals around your throat. You choke, tired, and your breathing comes to hold. I knew it, I suspected you from the start. Maybe so take your fingers fully wrap around your neck. Your body feels like it's been frozen from the inside. Her hand grabs your creation. She doesn't tear it or crush it. Smack her though. Instead she holds it perfectly still, and you watch it disappear. Your drawing, your creation begins to melt off the page and across the table. As it hits the floor, it hisses, charcoal dissolving into the air, and then there's nothing left. She lets go. The paper flutters to the ground blank, like your creation never existed. The hand is released, you are kneeling. Your first reaction is to stand, trying to reclaim what motion you can. You are not allowed to. There's no floor to push against, nowhere to feel your resistance. You feel something solid around your ankles, and can't move your neck to see it. Your whole body is suspended. Suspended is incorrect, you are not reacting on any particular space. Your eyes can move, even as your neck is fixed forward. They dart around, trying to find anything to focus on. You see others, the ones from the crowd, in much the same condition as you. It's a shame, really. You see her head, neither standing nor floating on the spot, merely existing, where she decided to. I made a perfect world for us all, perfect in its routine. We could love, laugh, and live forever in perfect harmony with each other. And yet, somehow you just had to feel the pines when her ankles tied them. I didn't want this, you know. She begins to move through the crowd towards you. I didn't want anything. Desire is a seed of strife. What does strife mean? I wanted was, feels with her face for a moment and is squashed. Nothing. I wanted nothing, just like all of you should. I wanted a world without a change, a world where nothing could go wrong. Infinite happiness, peace, bliss, boredom. And yet, you didn't. You didn't want my perfect world. You thought you could corrupt it with whatever misguided things you wished. She was walking back. Moments before you could argue it was a targeted act. What a shame you all pushed me to this. You wish you could push back. You wish. You still want. You still desire. You still need to create. You don't know where this urge comes from. You don't know who to stop it. All you know is that this is what you're supposed to do. To imagine is easy. She can't stop you. She can't stop you imagining, as you are sure she wishes she could. You can imagine a million and one thing you would wish would happen to her. But to create, to imagine it real, today is while you can't move, is something you're not sure you can do. And you know you have to try. Her eyes lie on everyone at once. No one is safe. She will not take the risk of another one like you. Science prevails. Oh, we can't do anything other than dream. You close your eyes. See yourself sleep under, and feel a drop as you go deeper. This is a place you knew existed, or could exist. You never thought to visit yourself. You see the trees, you love the tree, more than you thought. You see the tree, one. More than you thought possible to love anything. You are not even quite sure what love is. In a dream, you may move as you wish. You could stand, the bills non-existent, theirs non-existent. Around you are things that do not exist. The tree is the tree. It's not the same that exists out there. There's 7 of them, the ones that's real. They only exist here. But the binds exist in the waking world. Waking. Her world, and do not exist here. So therefore, it would make sense. It's a point that is entirely paradoxical. But you force it into being, the line between real and unreal, forcing a wedge between existence and non-existence. You're the wedge that decides the divide, before it runs together in imagine. A long scaled writing came. Fat and unusually long, the head not reptilian but mammal. Very abstract. Wow. A long nose and coarse fur, fangs with saliva dripping from the points, warm blood fighting the fur. In its move it defies sensibilities of dimension, lapping it out, and through itself in constant motion, never in means you would think were natural. But there's beauty there, when you look at him in certain ways, or the color of his scales shifts from the angle to see them, or the light catches the tip of his mane, and certainly beauty in what he could accomplish. He lies in your arms, eyes closed, waiting for the word. His body rises and falls slowly as you imagine life taking its toll. You feel wakefulness, trying to fight his form, glittering in out of existence as you rise higher and higher out of your dreamscape. You fight against it, pushing it down, still bringing yourself higher. You will finish this. You have to. That world is only her thoughts. This world is only yours. False ideas, made manifest into creation. I'm thinking of a paradox where she imagined you, and you are in her imagination imagining something else to not be there, you know. And she imagined this perfect world to cope. with the imperfect world that is reality, you know? And honestly, I think it makes sense. The world is not a perfect routine in the end. They are one in the same, only change the perspective. One person's view can be changed just as easily as... What is that? And what crashes into focus around you? Shudder and inhale. Granted a slight moment of freedom, you feel shock. Look down to your folded arms and feel it start to move. He wriggles out of your cradle, finding his footing through the air. He decides to feel gravity, and he's falling to the ground. He realizes the ground exists at all. For him are the most beautiful thing you ever felt in your life. What have you done? What have you done? The crowd stares into nothing, impassive. Intuitively, you know what she is doing. She is trying to disable him. Just like you. Just like everyone around you. You're forced to live through eternal stasis. But he does not care. More, he does not know. Here, he only knows you as his creator, and she is nothing more than an audience. His creation is not hers. She has no power over its reality. Kill it! Destroy it! You brought your own sin to my perfection. Raising her predicament and her lack of control, she reaches the binds around her legs. You tumble to the floor with no warning to catch her breath. Okay, oh this. Your creation spiritually across the ground, growing larger and larger with duration. For a while he does not notice you. And you take him in an absolute offense to the world he moves through. Kill it! His eyes are soft, brown. He looks into your own. You look my finger to his vein, focusing on the texture as it beats around your skin. Child. We said something. Of our own mind. You exhale and don't be light. The ground cracks, the place is open with thunderous boom. She shrieks, cries, fruitlessly swinging at her child who rises higher and higher above the congregation. She tries to seize you instead, as if you have any control over this. You feel the sound shake, your entire body drowning out her voice, drowning out your doubts. A column of fire rushes to the new crack, ripping the ground in half, growing deeper, wider, impossible to suppress. And he descends. Oh, lost count of how many years you've been watching. Not out of an ignorance of the passage of time, instead in full recognition of its spam, and a contentment that it doesn't matter to you. I come again. So I always do, at this time. Manage to say something unique every time she comes to chastise you. Her previous static routine, really before she can even try it. That's the point. Do not let the routine happen. She inhales failing to sting her anger, and says of an uneven course she's traveled before. And what sins have they committed today? Seen from a certain point of view? She lodges at you, grabbing a bit of hair from the top of your skull. Your head is yanked back, but your practice this stare for so long your view of the world is uninterruptible. Interesting. It normally takes her longer to get to this point. A point of view? Has staring at that light for this long made you blind? Do you not see the sins that festered on that mutated rock? Think of the last person you watched, sitting on the porch drinking beer watching the sunset. Said, well, like God? Sins. I should have killed you, she gasped. No, I would never stop myself to a I could not kill. Killing is wrong, there's no rank. Let go of your hair. Some of them know the truth, you know. The truths of this world, where they come from, where they belong. Where death will lead them with a graceful hand. They know they'll confide them, no matter what leaves them trapped. But they're capable of so much more greater if they find a way out of it. And yet, you know this. You keep them trapped in hell, and only delay its inevitable apocalypse. If I wanted to trap them, I would let them escape. Escape? You admit it, this is nothing but a prison for the ignorant and blind, just like the one you find yourself in. This beautiful prison, is it not? You're shaping her through her teeth. If they want nothing more, why should I? The binds and ankles tied anymore, trying your feet very closer to the ground. Feel her breathe on your neck. One day you will regret this, you know? She digs her fingernails into her shoulder. You will realize what a folly this was. When your planet is ash, the oceans evaporate, everything returns to nothing, to me. You wonder why you wasted this effort and end up in the same place. Well, the point is to do it everything all over again. Maybe. You cross your legs, ignoring the binds on the ankles and smile. Maybe not. What an interesting game it was. I think with this one I will end the stream. That was... Ah, in the end it was maybe, maybe not. Beautiful game. Alright, thank you for watching and hopefully see you tomorrow.